It always seems to happen that when the transfer window is about to reopen, Mino Raiola, the agent, seems to appear more and more in the press and the media. One of his clients, Paul Pogba, has been linked with a move away from Manchester United. Then he's staying, and now no one really seems to know what's happening. Mark Ogden can clear it up for us. Next season, does Paul Pogba still remain a Man United player?
I wish I could clear it up. I've been trying to clear up Paul Pogba's future the last 3 years, but it seems to go around in circles. But listen, I think last December when his agent came out and said he wanted to leave this summer, I think it seemed fairly obvious that he was going to leave this summer. I think that was the way it was heading. But obviously the game, football as an industry has suffered really badly from the pandemic from a financial perspective. And I don't know where Paul Pogba goes this summer if he wants to leave. I don't see who out in the market has the money to take him away from Man United. So, we've heard about Real Madrid before, Juventus, but both those clubs have got financial issues to address. I think they've both got different targets. So for me, Pogba will find it difficult to get away this summer. But equally, Man United know that if they want to get a fee for Paul Pogba, they have to do it this summer because his contract expires in 12 months. So, for both sides, it's a big summer coming up. And for me, I think the only solution is a new contract, which 6 months ago nobody would have anticipated.
If I give you a blank bit of paper and asked you to put Paul Pogba in the Man United team, but you get to choose his best position, where are you putting him?
Good question. I think he operates best on the right side of the pitch. I think he can influence the game a little bit more there. I don't think he's the guy you want in the middle of the pitch in the number 10 position. I think Bruno Fernandes has proved himself to be the best operator there. I don't like seeing him in a defensive midfield role. I think he's not got the defensive game for that, or the concentration, or the discipline. So I do think out wide is where he can influence the game better. He can put a cross in. He can pick a pass. But is he actually worth that? Should he have a more central role? Maybe he should, but I don't think he can get in ahead of Bruno Fernandes in the middle. So it's a difficult one. You could argue that Man United don't actually need him, but he's played so well recently that it'd be a difficult one to let go. He's a player for me who is somewhat of a luxury player that if Man United were the team that they were maybe 20 years ago, top of the tree, the best team in Europe, that he would be a great luxury player. But right now, I'm not quite sure he's exactly what they need.
The reason I ask, a couple of times of late, he's kind of played central left in an attacking three behind a striker at Man United, but that's meant Rashford's gone out to the right-hand side. And I think, and I'm sure a lot of Man United fans think, Rashford's best coming in from the left. So if you've got Fred and you've got McTominay and you've got others that can play the holding role, does he then solve the kind of wide right position, or would you rather a more natural player playing there?
Yeah, it's a good point. I don't think you can take Marcus Rashford away from the left. I don't think he's an out-and-out centre forward. I think his best place is on the left-hand side, so you wouldn't want to sacrifice his best role to accommodate Pogba there. Now, Pogba does he have the pace to play as an attacking right midfielder? Probably not. Is he defensively minded enough to protect Aaron Wan-Bissaka? Probably not. But he does have a lot of skills, a great skill set, the ability to carve a team open. He has got a great physique. He can beat players. But I don't know. I do think that with United, you are trying to kind of put him in a jigsaw puzzle, and he doesn't quite fit. So as great a player as he is, I'm still not sure whether in Man United's best team, he is worthy of a place in the side, because if they address that right-sided option, if they sign Jadon Sancho, for instance, I really don't see where Paul Pogba fits in. Great player that he is, because they have better options in every other part of the pitch.
Money is an issue for a lot of teams right now, and there's going to be a point where there's only so many teams that can afford Paul Pogba. Now, Man United can right now, but if they're going for Jadon Sancho, can they afford both? Can they afford to keep Pogba and get Jadon Sancho?
I'm not sure they can, but equally, Man United have got to find somebody willing to buy Paul Pogba, and I'm not sure what his value will be right now in the market post-pandemic, or mid-pandemic, I guess. He's got a year left on his contract. I suppose in the real world you're looking at maybe 40, 50 million pounds, but I'm sure Man United will want to get a lot more than that. But I don't think anyone will pay a lot more than that. Now, if you move him off the wage bill, you have to replace him, and if you get 50 million pound for him and Dortmund want 100 million pounds, then it's not really good business. So United have got a problem with Pogba. They always seem to have had a problem with Paul Pogba in the sense that he'd never quite fit in at the right time. They paid a lot of money for him. They pay big wages for him. Maybe it's best for all sides for Pogba to move on and for him to play for a club that can challenge for the Champions League, where he can be that additional extra, that final piece of the jigsaw. And it enables United to use the money elsewhere to strengthen the key positions they need to do. But big clubs don't like getting rid of the best players or the big players. So again, it's a difficult choice for Man United, and it's a difficult one for Paul Pogba as well.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.